Well, hello everyone. Happy Monday. I can't believe it's already halfway through the month. It is just whizzing by. We are full on in triathlon racing season, which is pretty exciting. And I wanted to start a new series here on the Two Gens Tri page. I am actually going to try my best to bring on Joy McAdams today. Joy, I think you have to request to join now. Let me see if you have requested. Perfect. About triathlon. Joy just finished a 70.3 race over the weekend, and so I want to chat with her about how that went. Hey everyone, welcome. All right, I think it's happening. There you are. Hi.
Hi.
I love it.
Can you hear me
I
okay?
can. I'm sitting in my car. Actually, I'm at the gym. So I'm like, my hair looks good, my makeup looks good, but I'm about to head in for a rainy swim and a long run, and I will not look Instagram worthy after. So we're doing this beforehand.
Let's do it. Sounds great. And thank you so much. I got this little package today and it was some elements. And my favorite though, was the postcard that said from Hawaii. So that's always fun.
Yes. I know. I love it. Okay, so this has been so much fun, Joy, to build this triathlon page with Bella because of the people. Like all of you guys watching right now, I just love this athlete community, the triathlon community. And I just had no idea when I started triathlon. I don't know if you knew that there were so many amazing people that would connect. Like, did you know about this community
No,
element?
really, until I got a coach, it was just me and Google, and I didn't even know anybody who had ever done a triathlon. So really, I was just going to every race, and I was just like buying kits off of
I
eBay.
know.
Like I didn't even know what these kits were, like teams and stuff. So I was wearing like
Oh,
random
that's
teams
funny.
every race. I had no clue.
I know, it's so great. Well, I remember the first time you reached out to me. I just love you. You are such a positive person. I was racing Woodlands for the second time, Ironman Woodlands. And I think it was that evening when I was done, or maybe it was the day, it was that weekend before the race, whatever. And you're like, oh my goodness, do you coach with Hillary? And I said, I do. And you're like, so do I. Go girl, you've got this or whatever. And so that's how we met. And then we got to meet in person in Hawaii last year
So fun.
in Hanu. And then we got to race world championships together.
I know.
So it's
So
been,
fun.
yeah. So someone asked me actually today, I think she's watching, Emily, like how do we, because we're same age group, we're about the same speed, give or take, depending on the discipline, but we truly want each other to win, but also want to win ourselves. Like so tell me how you feel we work on like being okay with like it's a healthy competition,
Yeah,
right?
and I think it comes from the top. I mean, I think the pros lead by example. Their idea of the best race is when there's the most competitive start list,
Yeah.
right? Like they're not looking to show up at a weak field. And that's a whole different mindset shift of, I think like the usual person would have. And I think they have such great sportsmanship, all across the board. And I think it starts there where we see that, we make each other
Yeah.
better. And I mean, I think that's awesome. I think it's so different about our sport. I think it's something that sets us apart for sure.
For sure. Yeah. I know I'm thinking about Hanu because Bella and I are racing in Hanu again this year. And you were thinking of coming and then you weren't. And then you gave me this little hint, glimmer of hope. And I'm like, I want you to come because I personally know I will push harder if you're
Yeah.
there because I will want to beat
Yeah.
you. But then I'm like, I don't want her to come because then I have to push harder.
Well, and we're tied 1-1 because I beat you at Hanu, but then you beat me at World Championship, which that's probably counts for more points. And regardless, it's 1-1. And then Bella 1-1 because I beat her at Hanu too. I think like
By
literally by
one
a
second.
second
Yeah.
or something like that. But then she beat me at Kona, so we're tied here. We need a tiebreaker race for sure.
Yes. But I think you're right. That's what makes us all better because like we truly do want you to show up because we know that you'll push us.
Yeah.
And likewise. So
Yeah.
I know, so exciting. Okay, so we did a podcast together. So if you guys haven't listened to the podcast, Joy talks a lot about developing good, strong mental muscles. So you need to listen to that podcast. I'll drop the link here. What else do we want to share with people today? Like there's a lot of people that follow us here on the page that are brand new to
Yeah.
triathlon, and that can be really scary. Do you have any tips for them?
I think it's just about being comfortable with being new at something, right? And that's so humbling. But you know, now that I look back, and I think probably you the same thing, when we look back at how much we didn't know when we started, you know, had we been prideful or embarrassed to look dumb out there or not know what we were doing or ask questions, we would have never learned. I mean, and the
Yeah.
truth is, I hope that the community stays, you know, supported to where, I mean, I think we should go to races and look for somebody that's new and you know, see if they're
Yes.
and be patient and help them and remember that we all started somewhere.
Yep.
And you know, it's so important. I mean, I think we see a lot of, you know, unfortunately sometimes I do see some people who aren't quite as patient and are a little rude, and that just makes me
Yeah.
sad because I would never want someone to leave you know, with a bad taste in their mouth. Like for instance, I'm going to do my first Xterra this weekend, and I've never done an Xterra. And there are some different things there that I don't, you know, got me even thinking, when am I supposed to take my nutrition? Should I wear,
Right.
should I wear a pack? What if I get a flat, like, should I let people pass because you're on a narrow thing? Like, I don't know all the etiquette of everything of
Yep.
racing Xterra. And so once again, I'm being reminded, you know, when you're new, you don't know everything. And so we need to be patient and welcoming to those, you know,
Yeah.
entering the world of triathlon. So that's
Yeah.
why I want to come back.
You know what? That's a really good. I'm going to try that. I love that advice. That's why I like you. You encourage us to be better people. Yeah, because that could be just a simple thing. Like at this race, I'm going to look for one person that looks confused
Yeah.
and ask them if they need help, you know, or just give an encouraging nod to someone as they're racking their bike. Like, I hope you have a really good race, and just be that person that's super positive out on the course,
Yeah.
even when you're miserable as an athlete.
Yeah.
You know,
Totally.
we just did a sprint triathlon a week or so ago, and there was a gal out there who was such a phenomenal cheerleader. She was an athlete, and she was kind of towards the back, but she's like, go girl, you know, as we're passing on the bike and passing on the run and passing on the run. And when she came through, we cheered her in. And I was like, I went up to her, I'm like, you are such an amazing cheerleader. And one of the other athletes said, she needs an award for like number one cheerleader on the, and what a great reputation to have. So,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
totally. And I think back, I think one of my favorite races where I met somebody who we've stayed in good touch, and I think she actually raced with you in St. Anthony's. But we ended up riding together a lot. It was St. George's Worlds, maybe my first 70.3 Worlds there. And we ended up on the course and we were having fun, like chasing each other. You know,
Yeah.
like I would pass her and I'd be like, you know, you better catch up. And then she would pass me and she was like, eat my
Yep.
dust. And I mean, it was fun, Justine, and it
Yeah.
really helped us. And it was a terrible weather day. So it was really fun to have somebody, and she really pushed me on the bike. It was super fun.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it fun, you know,
I
like take
know.
ourselves too seriously out there for
I
real.
know. I know. So, before we go, I want to hear about Gulf Coast. You
Golf
just did it.
Coast is such a fun
Yeah.
race. I really encourage everybody to go do it if you get the chance. Yeah, it's give and take on the swim as far as what the water would be like. It was double red flag the day before. We were
That's
lucky enough
crazy.
to get it to calm down just enough to swim. But it actually was a little bit less hot than it was
Okay.
last year.
Yeah.
The bike course is you know, it's fast and flat. There's some weird little weird park you go through that you got to really slow down because you go over boardwalks and stuff like that. And then coming back, we were in a total like wind tunnel. It felt like it was a really like the strong headwind coming back in, so it slowed us down. But all in all, I mean, it's a beautiful, fun race. And I'm telling you, it was competitive. Like, I felt the level of like when I race at Worlds, like
Yeah.
everybody was like
They were
running. Like,
racing.
yes, no, like there was hardly, I don't think I even saw anybody hardly walking at all. I mean, it was a very competitive race.
Yeah.
So it's a great one to do. It's easy to get to, and if you ever want to do that race, send me a DM because I'll give you the tip of the exact place to stay because literally you walk out and transition is in your
Oh,
parking lot right there. So
amazing.
it's so easy. Yeah, it's an easy, fun race to do.
And you got sixth place, right?
Yeah, so I ended up, yeah. So it's always a fun race to go to. But
Top 10.
I was reminded, man, these races are hard. It takes. I think we start off again with the mental growth at the
Yeah.
beginning of the year too. It always reminds me of that, and I'm like, yeah, I have a long way to go mentally again to get back into mental shape for these races.
I know, and you feel like you're in good mental shape until you're all like, I remember David Goggins said in his book, like, you can do anything when you're sitting on the
Yeah,
couch. I always remember that because like the day I'm like, I've got this, I'm gonna be out, and then you're out there and it's really hard,
yeah,
and you're like, you start talking to yourself, and
yeah. And
yeah,
that's why I wanted to do a double because I really feel I'm glad I'm doing Xterra, but I really wanted to be able to do Chatty this weekend because I know me and I know that if I can do a back-to-back race or one really close, I do better because it's like mentally I show up more prepared
yeah,
um, if they're close and back-to-back. And I hate that I can't do Chatty this weekend,
no,
but you know now I'm like ready to go. Like oh my goodness, like now I feel like mentally there. So I'm excited to watch you guys this weekend. How
I
are you
know.
feeling? Are y'all ready for this?
I
It was
am.
just
So this will
Bella's
be
not
the first time. No, Bella's not doing it. So it's just me.
okay.
This will be the first time I've ever done a back to back because I'm doing Chattanooga and then 2 weeks later I'll do
Yeah,
Hanu. So I'm really excited to see how Hillary, our coach, is going to taper me, but
yeah,
have me ready, like rest me, taper me, have me ready. Because she did that for you after Kona World
yeah,
Championships and you
yeah,
went right and you had the one of the best races ever. So
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
excited for that to see
yeah.
what that feels like.
And I think you will see a huge benefit. So I mean, go out there and crush Chatty, but know that it's your first 70.3 of the
Yeah.
season. At the same time, give yourself grace. But I mean, the way I work, I would, I love having races close like that because I
Yeah.
just feel like I feel so much better because you're reminded to just settle in,
Yeah.
because you get that feeling.
Yeah.
I'm
So
so
we'll see.
excited for y'all. I
I
know.
know. It should be good. And who knows if you're going to pop up in Hawaii. Maybe we'll see you.
I would love to. I'm one of those last minute people. Like I don't even register for races until probably like when the deadline's about to hit.
Yep.
Unless it's one that I know is going to sell out. But yeah, I'm one of those people.
Love it. That's good though. Bella just told me I'm one of the least spontaneous people she knows, so maybe I need to I
Big
need to get
towns
some of that.
killer.
But yeah,
I
I like to
know.
plan.
I know. We'll have to get you guys down to come train here in I
Yes.
call it the Riviera. Bring you down here to train, and we'll have to get. That would be so fun to take people
I
on
know.
a weekend like that.
Yep, make up our own training camp for the weekend.
Yes, it
I
would be
love it.
so fun. So fun.
Well, thanks for jumping on with me today, Joy. It's just
Sure.
fun to visit. I'm going to try to do these once a week where I just connect with an athlete and we just talk about stuff because I really want people, hi everyone. I really want people that follow our page to understand that we are not fancy. We're not special. We're just ordinary people trying to do the same thing as all the other triathletes. And like you said, I know when I started, it's really hard to find answers to questions. It's overwhelming. You kind of feel silly or stupid sometimes. And I never want people to feel that way. So
No.
I'm going to try to do these conversations just to make it real and be here for the
I
community.
love that you're doing that. That's awesome. And have a good swim. You said swim and run?
Yeah, I have a swim. This will be my last long workout, and then I get to start taper tomorrow. So
Oh,
I'm
so
excited.
fun. We'll be
Yes.
and chatty. Have the best time. Enjoy it.
Thanks. Thanks so much. All right. Thanks everybody for tuning in. And we will see you next week when we have a race recap from Chattanooga. So hopefully I'll have good news to share with everyone. We'll see. All right. Bye everyone.